A hero is only as good as their villain. It not only gives them a physical obstacle, but also an opportunity to challenge their ideals and mettle. Both avatars have faced a number of powerful villains.
I am Melon Lord!
From Fire Nation tyrants to the literal incarnation of evil, Avatar Aang and Korra had their work cut out for them.
Right.
In this video, we'll be looking at some of the most powerful villains in the Avatar franchise. And we'll be looking at more than just raw physical power. Just like the Avatar, a great villain rarely works alone. We'll be looking at their influence as well as their intelligence and cunning. Starting off this list, we have Admiral Zhao, the Fire Nation's most decorated failure.
This will be over quickly.
Oh, you thought Prince Zuko was the disgrace of the Fire Nation. How cute. I know the writers were trying to make him out to be a rival to Prince Zuko, but come on, the guy failed at every mission. Every time we saw him in the series, he got his butt handed to him. Agni Kai with Zuko? He lost. His attempt to capture Zhang failed. Even his assault on the North Pole ended with his supposed death. It really makes you question why he was promoted to Admiral at all, given his long list of failures. He may have sleazed his way up the ranks, but Admiral Zhao raced to the bottom of this list. I have a feeling that if May was a real person and she saw this list, she wouldn't even care that she was number 14.
Gee, I wonder why.
She's above it anyway.
It's over, Zuko.
As one of Azula's friends and lackeys, May possessed a curious affinity for knives and other sharp things. She was a marksman, or markswoman, who was able to disarm or pin anyone with her expertly thrown knives. While she was a non-bender, she was a formidable opponent due to her agility and accuracy. You know, on second thought, May might be more annoyed that Tylee scored higher than her. But what can I say, a non-bender who could take out benders with super special chi-blocking martial arts? Yeah, that's gonna score you a couple more points on the power meter.
Yeah.
What set her apart from May and even Azula was that she could take out Aang, Katara, and Toph by blocking their chi. Stoppable or not, Tylee would go on to start a whole school of martial arts dedicated to chi blocking after the events of The Last Airbender, making her legacy just as powerful as she was. Eska answers the question, what if April from Parks and Rec was an avatar? I know, it's not a question a lot of people asked, but it's one I'm glad they answered. Eska usually works in tandem with her twin brother Desna, and together their waterbending skills are incredible. Apart, they may be above average waterbenders, but it's their coordination and teamwork that makes them a tough opponent. While they seem mostly composed and deadpan, Eska has shown true anger, mostly when Korra ruined her wedding with Bolin. They might just be minor villains who turned good, but they're still double trouble.
Hello.
And now we're getting to some heavy hitters, starting with the waterbender of the Red Lotus, Ming-Hua. Even after losing both of her arms, she was able to construct two strong water tentacles that allows her to more or less waterbend with ease. Avatar the Last Airbender didn't develop the Water Tribe or its people as much as other nations, despite Katara and Sokka being from the Water Tribe. I am glad that Korra expanded upon that and gave us interesting characters like Tarrlok. He was from the Northern Water Tribe and the chairman of the United Republic Council.
Avatar Korra, you and your playmates have no business here.
During his life, he did all that he could to gain more and more political power to defeat the Equalists, and by extension, his brother. In the end, it wasn't Korra or the Council who brought him in, but his own guilt and shame as he took him and his brother out. Ghazan is the earthbender of the Red Lotus, and a prime example of evolving a magic system. You see, Ghazan was not just the strong earthbender, but he was the first confirmed lava bender in the Avatar franchise. Lava bending is an extremely rare form of earthbending that turns rock molten. It doesn't take a geologist to know lava is one of the hottest substances on Earth, clocking in at 2,000 degrees. This meant that no prison was safe to house him. To keep him away from Earth, the White Lotus needed to construct a wooden barge and keep it constantly at sea, never to return to port. After Ghazan's death, Bolin is the last known lava bender. What is it about waterbenders using both politics and power to get what they want? Unalaq was the chief of the Northern Water Tribe and Korra's uncle. In addition to holding significant political power, he also had a lot of power as a spiritual leader and even used his waterbending and knowledge of the spirit realm to his advantage. But that isn't what puts him at number 8. Once his big evil plan was revealed, Unalaq fused with Vaatu to become a dark avatar. Essentially, he could use Vaatu to enter into a state that is similar to Korra's avatar state, using all of Vaatu's knowledge and experience. Out of all of the creative subclasses of bending, one of the most versatile and powerful forms has to be combustion bending. How powerful is it? Well, we've only seen 2 combustion benders, and both of them died. The 2 in question were Plee of the Red Lotus and Sparky Boom Man. Sokka gave him that name, by the way.
No, I'm starting to think that name doesn't quite fit.
When Sparky Boom Man was first introduced, no one on Team Avatar could contend with him. Anything they threw at him, he simply blew up with his mind. Plee and Sparky Boom Man demonstrated that they can deliver powerful explosions from a great distance. That is pretty devastating. We have the final and perhaps most powerful member of the Red Lotus next on our list, Zaheer.
The cycle will end.
Once, he was a normal, if not highly intelligent and capable non-bender. Thanks to the harmonic convergence caused by Korra, thousands of people gained airbending powers, including Zaheer. With his knowledge of tactics, spiritual teachings, and philosophy, Zaheer was already a master airbender days after gaining his powers. All of the other Red Lotus members needed highly convoluted prisons because they were rare and powerful benders. Pre-airbending Zaheer was kept in a mountain prison cell miles away from civilization. They deemed him as much of a threat without bending as his bending comrades. Tarrlok used the government to get what he wanted. Unalaq used his authority as chief of the Northern Water Tribe. Amon used the power of the people. Amon, or Noatak as he was known, was the leader of the Equalists. They were a coalition of non-benders fighting for their rights in a bender-run society.
You are about to get your answer.
To many, Amon was not seen as a villain at all, but a leader who was willing to fight the bending class and bring equality to the world. Of course, that was all found out to be a lie. Amon was not some super skilled non-bender, rather he was an extremely dangerous water and blood bender. When he took other people's bending away, that wasn't energy bending like what Aang used, but an advanced blood bending technique. During the entire run of the show, there are only 2 people Iroh thought were beyond redemption. One was his brother Ozai, and the other was his niece Azula. That's how evil she is, and how much of a threat she posed to Aang and the rest of them.
Good work, girls.
Azula was made in Ozai's image, since she believed her mother hated her, which was untrue. Azula's power was matched only by her madness, and it was what brought her down in the end. Sure, Katara and Zuko took her down, but that was only after a full-on mental breakdown. Amon had the people of a city. Tarrlok had the government. Kuvira, well, she had the people and the country of the Earth Nation behind her. After years of oppression from the monarchs and the destabilization brought on by the Red Lotus, Kuvira became the Great Uniter. She used the military to reunify the Earth Kingdom and used every resource at her disposal to make sure her kingdom would no longer be abused by another nation.
I won't celebrate until the Earth Kingdom is 100% reunited.
Formerly from Zhao, Kuvira was a powerful metal bender, an element the Avatar had never faced in full. Korra had her butt handed to her the first time they fought, and even the Beifongs had trouble dealing with her and her army. Honestly, she had enough bending skill and political power to rival Ozai. Speaking of, the evil overlord from Avatar the Last Airbender, Aang's greatest obstacle to bringing balance to the world.
I will use its power to end the Earth Kingdom permanently.
Other villains have more characterization or a well-developed backstory, but Ozai didn't really need it. He followed in his family's footsteps, conquer and dominate to get what you want. Sozin initiated the 100-Year War. His son continued it, and Ozai sought to end it. Even without the power of the comet, it was safe to say that Ozai was one of the most powerful benders in the Fire Nation.
Prepare to die!
Knowing this, the only way to end Ozai's reign of terror without killing him was to take his bending away. It was the only way to contain him for good. Alright, now this one should come as a shock to no one, but the literal incarnation of darkness and chaos might be a smidge more powerful than a mortal man.
I will destroy you forever.
Vaatu, like his counterpart Rava, is thought to be eternal, and before they were separated by one, were in constant battle. One would dominate the other, but never completely extinguishing the other. If Vaatu ever succeeded, a tiny amount of light would eventually grow to make a new Rava. The same would be true were Rava to destroy Vaatu. Additionally, when Vaatu is freed from his prison, he is able to give a being like Unalaq dark powers, the same Rava can give to the Avatar. If you need any more evidence of his power, the purple energy he creates is similar to the power Kuvira harnesses for her platinum mech. Even after he's sealed away again, his influence is far-reaching. And those are the most powerful Avatar villains ranked. Before we leave, here's one last did you know about Ozai. Despite being a powerful firebender, he has lost both on-screen duels, one against Zuko and one against Aang.